Hey,
I do enjoy that intro song.
I know. The entire pre-lead up until us, starting this thing, I just see you bobbing your head, it's getting me
It's
into it
catchy.
too.
It's
Yeah,
catchy.
it's a good song. Yeah, I like it.
Well, welcome everybody. It is Friday afternoon, and this is SketchUp Live, where we model things live in SketchUp. That's how I came up with that name. So we're a bunch of creatives, and we put that
Yeah, we're
together.
we're gonna trademark that. That is it's a good name. SketchUp
It's good.
Live.
It is good stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So it's gonna be a fun one. We are gonna model a piece of science fiction property. That's not the right term, but something that was asked for on the forum. So somebody actually posted a picture of a sci-fi prop and asked, "How would you model this?" Kind of in general to the world, and we figured we got a good way to answer that. Let's model it live. So we're gonna do that. Justin just threw a link to the original forum topic, so if you want to check that out or grab the image we're working from, you can do that.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good, reminder that we're always checking the forum. So if you have any ideas for things that you'd like to see in future live streams, it's a great place to put them because we're always looking out. And yeah, this is an interesting one. I feel like this is there's some interesting geometry in this one. Aaron and I were going back and forth trying to decide what it was. Some people say it's a game piece. I personally think it looks like some kind of jet propulsion engine. Could be anything. We don't
Yeah, I
know.
was. I mean, this is where I come from, but it looks like a lightsaber part to me. I mean, which I think any cylindrical sci-fi, that's
Yeah.
probably where my brain goes.
I see that, yeah, a nice, like,
Yeah.
grip for a lightsaber, although, I'm still banking on it being a jet engine, so
Hey,
we'll see.
maybe when we're done, we will put it out there and ask you guys to use the final model in a larger model, and you can show us what it's for. So,
Yep. Yeah, well, I think, we should dive in and see what it turns into, and
absolutely.
yeah.
So, real quick, where are we? Where do we got people coming in from? I know we've been hitting multiple contents pretty regularly, so I'm always
Yep, from
curious where we're all from.
all over, it looks like we got North Fork Folk, UK, Rome, Newfoundland, Wales, UK, Devon, UK, a lot of UK. Appreciate you guys spending your evening with us. Got Mexico, New York. Um, we've got a some Kentucky, some Massachusetts. Yeah, and it looks like overall the weather is doing okay. We got a heat wave coming in the UK, but in Minnesota, no tornadoes, so that is great.
Awesome.
Maybe we'll model a tornado next time. Who knows?
Spiral Maker. Yeah, we'll do that. All
Yeah,
right, yeah, let's hop in. Let's do this thing.
let's do it.
All right. So I am going to work just right off of the image from the form. So I'm just going to start by grabbing that and dropping it right in here. And this is what we have. So that's our thing.
Yeah, that's a nice thing.
It is.
Yeah, and this is usually how you start off any modeling endeavor. Because I was asking you before the stream, like, what your approach was, and you said, "Well, I'm winging it. I'm doing it off the cuff." And it seems like the first thing you got to do, get the image in there, and then start studying it in 3D space.
Absolutely. That's step number one. Um, It is funny because I don't know if any of the others, anybody else out there does this, but sometimes when I'm looking at an image or someone, I did this actually. Justin, you sent me some images of a model on chat yesterday, I think, and I pulled the image up like this, and then I took my mouse and hit the middle button and tried to orbit it. Um, but it doesn't, especially doesn't work if you're just looking at a picture. And here it's just gonna, yeah, it's not the same. I can't look at the other sides, but
Yeah, maybe that's a new functionality coming one day to Gmail chat, but for now we can't orbit.
not
Just in
so
time.
much, not so much. Um, but yeah, so this is a cylindrical piece. So that is that it's built, the body's round like that. And when I look at it, so as I start to break this thing down, there's a couple ways we do it. And this was talked about in the forum post. One of the things that was talked about was modeling this whole thing, all the geometry flat, and then using something like true bend to then bring it into a curve, which is totally a way that this could be done. My thought, however, is to actually model this uh, in a round piece. So model it as the cylinder that it is.
Mm.
Uh,
Which is an interesting approach because when I was looking at this, I'm looking at the end of it and I see like three fins that look pretty identical. So I thought that maybe you would create like a third of this like whole rotate or like circle, I guess, and then make it as a component, which is always my thing. I'm always yelling about
that
components, I guess.
Justin nailed it. That is exactly my thought. Is because you look at this. Yeah, there's three fins, and you can't see more than this, of course. But if you were to take a line right down here between these two, I don't know, fuses, cross these ribs right here, up this piece right here, down this piece, around to the back, uh, it does look like that geometry and this geometry are mirrored,
Yeah.
and then that goes around. So it's actually like three halves of this is what needs to be modeled. There are
A
details
sixth.
on here though. Yeah, sixths.
Yes.
Mirrored sixths.
Yep. Sixth. We'll say that 10 times in a row.
Enunciation is very important. Sixths. Um,
Yeah.
so there is some details on here. So you look right here. These little boxes are the same, but you can see right here. These panels are different. We come up here. The stuff on the end is different, so it's not repeating. So there's some spots where we'll have to do unique geometry, but the large sweeping pieces look like they do repeat. So that's what we'll do. We'll end up modeling. We'll kind of create a sphere, and then we'll chop out 1/6 of it, and then model that piece and see how it goes. That's
Yeah, I
all
like that.
theory.
It's theory, but I think it's a good theory.
Yeah.
Andy in the comments says this image looks like a screen grab of a SketchUp model. And Andy, I think you're right. With ambient occlusion these days, I mean, all you would have to do when you're done modeling is just turn off your edges and profiles, make it monochrome, and turn on ambient occlusion, and there's your clay model right there.
Maybe that'll be the goal, is to have this like this. We'll match the gray background,
Oh
and then we'll
yeah,
set it right here and see how close we can come. That's a great
yeah.
plan. I like
In
that.
an ideal world, the thumbnail is just the original image.
I like it. All
Yeah.
right. So yeah, we'll let's get in here. So I'm going to build this off of a circle. When I work off of circles, I do like to work off the origin. So I'll pull my circle out like this, and then kind of build it up from there. I just do that because I like to have that constant middle point. I don't like to try to have to inference all the time. And obviously, I'm not going to have a nice clear circle for a lot of this. I'm going to break it up into pieces. So having a constant point I can go to in the origins, helpful for how my brain thinks about this stuff. The other thing I want to think about is how many sides to draw this with. So the default number of sides on a circle is 24.
Yeah, so
So
something divisible by 6, ideally.
exactly. So if I just took the 24 sides and I copied this over, that's going to be 30 degrees, right? A sixth of a circle?
Yes. Wait, no.
No.
60 degrees.
60 degrees, that's what I said.
Yes.
I don't know what I just did. All right, let's try that again. All right, we'll take that. 60, boom. All right. So in that arc with 24, oh, that's way higher than 24 because that's 16 pieces.
Oh,
That's
man.
great. That's actually perfect. I love that. So this piece is what we're going to be modeling. I'm going to get rid of all the rest of this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it a component.
Component. Nice. Good start. We're starting off strong here.
I'm going to call it a sixth. Now I'm going to do one of the things. So what I could do is I could take this and I could do a radial array. I could do this, but it would be wrong. I could take this, do this, 5x, and I'd have all the copies. But they're all the same that way, and I want half of them to be reversed. So what I'm going to actually do is take this one, and I'm going to mirror it over here. So
Oh, there you go.
that gives me 1/3 between the two of these. And now I take both of those, option, copy to here, 2x. Now I have my 6 pieces.
Yeah, this is starting to look like a pizza, which last time we live streamed together, we were
Ooh.
talking the whole time about ice cream. So I guess pizza's the name of the game this time.
Yeah, hold on. I got to send a text about dinner. One moment. I did end up having ice cream on that weekend, so maybe this is either subconscious suggestion or fortune telling. One of the two. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we got to start building this up. I think we're going to start from the end or just maybe we'll start with this circle right here, build this down, and then build the rest up. I'm going to do something like that. So if I wanted to shrink this down, so I want to make this a little bit smaller for this, for whatever reason, I could just take this, offset it, bring it in like that. All of them are going to come in, and then I have a smaller circle. So I'm going to start by pulling this up ever so slightly. It looks like we have a little lip right here. See how it goes back in? So I'm going to take this. How would I best do this?
Could you use the move tool?
Well, so the problem with move by itself, this is a problem with radial stuff, really, is if I move this in, I'm going to create overlapping geometry.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, you could do follow me.
Yeah, so I think that's what I would do. I would come in here. I say would, like I'm considering it. That's what I'm going to do.
That's what we're going to do here.
And then follow me there. The
Nice.
problem with that is I do end up with a gap right here, which I think, yeah. So I'm second guessing myself almost immediately. Because I do think this will be easiest to do in thirds, but I'm thinking for some of this geometry, what I might want to actually do is extrude it first and then cut the third out of it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to back up a couple steps till I'm back to just my space on the ground. And I'm going to end up using these lines as a cutter on an extruded profile that I create here first. So
yeah.
Let me explain.
I think I led you down the wrong path there. I think we immediately went for the geometry, and we should have just went for the shapes.
Yeah,
even simpler.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I was with you. I was on board with everything you were saying. I don't think anybody did anything wrong. It was just, yeah,
classic overcomplication.
Yeah. You look at something, you're like, oh, how do I turn this into 2 hours of work when it doesn't need to be?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we did. It's hard to tell exactly what's going back here. It looks like I have 1, 2 lips and then kind of a round thing back there. So I'm going to make this up a little bit. I'm going to come in like this, and then I'm going to take that down parallel, like, inference. There we go. So something like that, and then I'm going to come in like this. And I'm going to put a circle right here, like that maybe.
Okay, so there's some interpretation here, but it's
Absolutely.
It's looking, yeah, it's a learning exercise.
That's right. So then I can take that, and I'm going to do this too. I'm going to drop another circle right here, which is going to be the same number of sides, but I can get rid of the face so it's not confusing. This right here will match the facets of this one, right? So if I just draw a line like this, and I go to the next facet and I pull it out like that, it's going to match. So that means if I do a follow me here, the edges will match my sixths down there. So when I chop it, it'll be really easy. Sometimes I think of stuff on accident, guys. I mean,
that is excellent pre-planning. That's the type of thing that I wouldn't even think about until the very end when I'm like, this it's chopped all weird.
I'm just as surprised as you are.
Hey, that's looking pretty good already. Nice.
You know what? It looks good enough that I think I'm going to save it.
Yeah. Hey, nobody said anything in the chat. I didn't even say anything. Great job.
I beat you to it. All right. Let's call this as sci-fi thing. Boom. All right. So we got this much. And this is, so you guys have seen this, where I've done it before. It's kind of when I get into sculpting, I like to grab some geometry and push it around a little bit. I feel like that's a little bit bigger compared to the bottom there. That looks better. I like that. Okay. And then it looks like right here we do have a center circle rising up, and then we have these 6 legs around. So I'm going to start, just going to come in here. I'm going to offset that in about there. And so, whoops, yuck,
Oh,
gross.
weld
Totally.
those edges.
Yeah, that was nasty. So I welded that back together, which will now give me this as a curve rather than a circle.
Mm.
Um, which is okay, but uh, one of the problems with a curve is it doesn't have a center. So if I ever did want to inference to the center, I couldn't do that. I'm on the middle, so I can always inference back to the origin point. What I may actually try to do is see if I can salvage that and do that again. Oh, look, it's broken here. Oh, because it was never a circle.
Oh,
Oh, because it was a follow me. Does this guy even know what he's talking about?
absolutely, you do. I would not have figured that out. I would have just drawn a new circle on top of that face.
There we go. That works too. All right, so we're good to go. I was teaching something. It's good.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have this circle, which or curve, whatever. I'm gonna push pull that out. Oops. Sorry, I'm gonna offset that out. It looks like it comes out to about the same spot. So I'm gonna come out to here. And then I'm gonna push pull that up ever so slightly. Get rid of this piece in the middle, which is gonna just give me a that. Then I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna say scale that. I'm gonna scale about the middle, and I'm gonna hold down shift. So it's gonna scale evenly and pull that out to this outside edge right there.
Nice.
Gives me a similar look to what we had down there, that little angle there.
Yeah,
That will
and to be
do.
fair, I think that this approach is a lot better than the modeling a sixth of it thing because I like my
I'm
brain
with you.
doesn't
I'm
work
with you.
that way. And this way, you're looking at the image and you know exactly where to go. It's a lot simpler.
So, like I did on the end, I'm thinking right here is an opportunity for some additional detail. So rather than have this just come up and hit another flat disk, I'm going to go up a little bit longer than I think it is. I'm going to offset that out just a touch. Something like eh, I'm snapping. Sometimes when you start snapping, it's because of the direction you're looking from. So if you orbit around, you can sometimes get better options of where you want to push pull to that way. And then I'm going to push pull that again. Whoops, nope. I keep saying push pull. And my brain does it. When I say push pull, it's like, okay, let's push pull.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, brain. Do what I mean to say, not what I do. All right, now I'm gonna push that down like this. And that's gonna give me at that little overlap right there, it's gonna give me a little void right there that I can run some of my little this little greebly right here can actually go tuck inside there. Be kind of cool. Um and
Yeah, I am
then
curious how you're going to approach those because I mean everything is all fine and dandy now that we're working like on, kind of offsetting the same circle, but once you start, having to array things around the circle,
it's gonna be wild, man.
it's going to be wild.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be wild. All right, so this comes up to here where it again cuts back in. So again, I'm gonna do the Tyson telescope method. That's TM. There we go, like that. Looks good. If I want to, I can come up here. I might pull it down. Is that? I just want to check and see. Reverse that face. There we go. So there we go. We got that underneath there. So one of the things I'm going to do when I get to that point, once I have my, all these initial big shapes, the sweeping shapes are in there, I'm going to turn it in a similar orientation and do a little bit more sculpting. We'll do some
Mhm.
push pull, that kind of thing to make sure it lines up. It's kind of hard, kind of guessing right now that this is the same shape as that, but we'll address that when we get in here a little further. All right, so I'm going to take that, I'm going to push that in a significant amount, and then we're going to pull that up and then pull that back
I like
out.
the looseness in this stage. You're either like, we're gonna offset it a significant amount or just a smidge, you know? It's
Yeah,
just,
that's right. Do
yeah,
what you feel. Do
technical
what you feel.
terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. All right, that takes us to here. Um, and then I want to close that face up. I am well aware that I am currently creating faces on the inside. So if I turn on my X-ray right now, I'm gonna see some stuff going on inside, and that's okay. I'm okay with that right now. I'll come clean it all up. I'll use solid tools or something to knock those interior faces out. Right now, again, it's just getting the big chunks in there. So if we zoom in here, it looks like I have this little ledge before this piece comes up and slopes in and goes flat. I'm going to model these fins afterwards. So I want to get the rest of this, just the circular piece first, and then we'll come in and deal with that. So I'm going to do that by, again, offsetting. When I started to say, I call this the Tyson telescope method because one of the first videos I saw of SketchUp, a speed model of SketchUp, was Tyson modeling a telescope using this method where he was just offsetting, push pull, offset, push pull, offset, push pull, and obviously had an impact because I think it's a great way to model. I like it.
Yeah, and selecting just the curve and then using the move tool to, move it up is it's a great technique.
It
Works
is.
every time. Also, we have the first reminder in the chat to save. So there you go.
Mandas did it. Got it.
Nice.
Good. All right. So I think I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it a temporary component. I'm making it a component because I want to grab it, slide it over here, turn it on its side. All right, so kind of
Yeah,
similar look.
that way you can work off the reference of the image, but whatever is happening on that model will also be happening to your perfectly upright model.
We got it. Got it. That is it. All right. So this looks good. It looks like this is a little bit maybe too big. So I might actually come in here and just push pull this a little more to close that gap up. That looks okay. Actually, I think I want to take this face right here. And I'm going to take that back along the blue axis and just drag it down a little bit more. Yeah, it actually looks like both of these. I want to grab this and this. And I'm going to move those both along the blue axis.
We had a little internal debate about it earlier today, but the fact that you're in that component, being able to adjust things, and the axis is oriented to that component, is that intentional? Is it pure luck? How'd you get there?
I like to think when I model, it's a mix of both those things.
Fair.
I'm not going to say that everything that turns out happens to go just the way I wanted. Sometimes it's true, both good and bad things. Sometimes I intentionally have things go wrong so I can tell you how to fix it. Sometimes stuff just happens. In this
Eh,
particular case,
just happened.
yeah, it just, well, I mean, it's good because I do, if I move something, it's going to be in the axis of the larger
Right.
thing. So this is right. This should be happening this way.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's right because you're working in a component that you
right,
then rotated.
right. All right. So all of this. So here's a spot. Ooh, I don't use this often enough, but I'm going to use my lasso because I want to get that. And I'm going to scale that out like this. I'm going to grab just this end part and I'm going to scale it back to more of a spherical shape. All right. Kind of like that. All right. Um, yeah, I think we're looking pretty close.
It's looking pretty good. I would say, like, the only if you're open to feedback,
Oh,
I would say
please.
that
That's
I would say that the top part that you were just adjusting, that whole like kind of thing up there, looks like it's a little bit smaller overall in the image.
yeah, I agree. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go grab my lasso again. I'm I'm going to come around like this, get that whole thing. I'm going to temporarily. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
temporarily.
temporarily.
I'll grab it, and I'm putting it in a group because what I want to do is I want to shrink it. I'm going to grab a corner, I'm going to inference off the center, and I'm going to make it smaller. If I had not grouped it first, then it would have grabbed that face, and I would have had that pillar coming down would have narrowed as it went down rather than going straight down. But yeah, there we go. And then I will take that along the blue axis again, and I want to just have it go right there. That looks very much closer.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
All right, let's explode that thing. All right, so there's more fine tuning to be done. Actually, I kind of feel like this part needs to be a little bit, just the teeniest, tiniest bit longer. So I'm gonna actually come in here and scoot that along the blue, just a touch. That was too much.
Yeah, who would have thought that the lasso select tool would be such a game changer for today?
It's a great one for. So I mean, I'm a big fan, of course, of selecting and using the 3D mouse to help get to that perfect view to select. But when you're off axis, a window's always going to be, you know, normal to the screen. It's always going to be a rectangle in the same orientation as your monitor. So, yeah, Lasso does a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, this looks good.
Yeah, I feel like the easy part's over. Now we're really
Yeah,
diving in.
it's time. It's time to
Grab your
split this
popcorn,
thing.
folks. Grab a cup of coffee. Do what you got to do because we're really getting into this now.
It's time. All right, so here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to edit, paste in place. So it's going to put that copy right back on top of the original. I'm going to explode that copy. And I'm going to pull it up like this. I'm going to triple click while I'm still got it, and I'm going to make it a group. That should be solid, right? All right. This one, the one I just made, is not currently solid. It's not solid because of the things I've done to it. I told you I was modeling messy. I have internal faces, that kind of stuff. So we need to take care of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it, and I'm just going to go straight into Tools and run Solid Inspector. Solid Inspector, of course, is going to find all kinds of issues. Only one of which can be fixed automatically. And that is our face hole. So let's go ahead and fix the face holes. And then let's take a look at what the other problems are. So the other problems, so some of this stuff is hard to see, but I can see all these red lines, all these places that I have intersections going on. If I turn on X-ray, I can see even more of them. So all of these spaces right here, there's a face or something's in there that's not closing up properly. So we got to get rid of that. It can't be automatically fixed. So it's really hard to do this in X-ray, right? Because you have all these faces. It's hard to tell what's what. So I personally, because I drive a 3D mouse, I like to do things like this. I like to pop my head inside and start scrolling down, rolling down through here. There shouldn't be a face right here. So I can just select, delete that, and then just kind of keep working my way through, deleting faces as I come up to it. That's great if you have a 3D mouse, Aaron. I don't. What do I do? Well, here's what I would suggest.
Go buy a 3D mouse.
Thank you very much. Today is brought to you by 3D Connection. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I do recommend that.
Yeah.
You should check it out. But no, what we'll do instead is let's isolate this. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put in a section plane. All right, and this section plane is going to go right here. And I'm going to drag it and just bring it in like this. So right now it's filling it. See that section fill is happening. I'm going to go up to my styles. I think it's right here on the N one and turn off section fill. Because what I want to see is the things that shouldn't be there. So this face shouldn't be there. Delete that. And keep coming down here. Got some going on here. That's not so bad. That's just
Yeah. We'll let that fly.
Yeah, I'll just delete that and we should be good. Keep coming down. This face shouldn't be here. Oop, it didn't break. See that?
Oh,
So let's see. I'll just draw an edge on here and hope that this breaks it.
there you go. Nice.
Sometimes it comes easy.
The section plane is actually a really good idea. In my modeling ignorance, I was just like, why don't you just grab it all and do like, outer shell or something? But I don't think that would work. So
It may
nice
have.
job.
I don't know. But all right, so we can get rid of that. Oops, I deleted the whole thing. Let's go into context and just get rid of that. So now this is a solid component. This is a solid component. So what I want to do is I only want to hold on to where this overlaps. Well, actually, hold up. At first, I thought this was, I think this is looking inside and seeing this. See that? I think I got this cut here, and then I think there's something else going on inside there. I can't tell what it is, so I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna pull it up like this, and I'm gonna grab it, and I'm gonna scale it. Option Shift. Uniformly scale it down, because I think what I'm seeing is something like that when that cuts out. So, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyhow, something's in there. I want to do that beforehand because it'd be hard to do in the pieces. Now that I have that solid piece, I can grab both of these, go up. I'm going to save. I always save before I do destructive things.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, um,
Speaking of destruction,
I'm going to do this and I'm going to come over here and make this unique. Just in case. I
just
don't
in
think I'll need you.
case.
I don't think I'll need
Yeah.
you, but you're there if I do.
Yep.
And save again. Tools, solid tools. And it's one I almost never use, but intersect. Intersect's going to keep any geometry where both solids overlap each other. And there we go. We now have a sixth.
Nice.
So now I'm going to come in here, triple click, Control C to copy that geometry. And then I will take you and set you right here. I'm going to go into this component, the one that I used to make the original cutter, edit, paste in place, and I should have a full piece then. Boom, there we are.
Look at that. And everything is mirrored perfectly too. I tell you,
Right?
Aaron,
So
it's
if I,
almost like you practiced this beforehand.
I promise I didn't. So if I do this, it should be offset and not, yep, see there, because that was why I took it and mirrored it first, because I want these two to be mirrors of each other. Awesome. Oops, undo. Let's just undo and get out of there. Right, right away. Cool. All right. Let's do some stuff.
Yeah, let's add some detail.
Yes. All right. So, as we come down here, again, if this is my cut line right here, the first thing I'll do is I'll cut out this bit right here. I'm going to do a lot of this stuff, I think, with solid tools because it sure does make this kind of thing easier. So I'm just going to draw a line over like this. I'm going to draw an edge over like this.
Yeah, especially when you're hovering over the geometry of this, it's so important to be constantly inferencing. So using your keyboard, arrow keys is vital.
Absolutely. Big deal. I agree 100% with that. All right. So I'm going to take that, make that a group. Now, here's the thing. This is a component. It's not solid. Wait a minute. Why are you not solid? All right, hold on. View, hide similar components. You should be solid. Do a little quick visual once over. Oh, is it because I have a group in a group? No.
Is there something going on the inside?
Let's look.
Yes, let's hover in. Which, side note, your control over the 3D mouse is like seriously admirable. This is never in my entire like SketchUp life have I been able to so accurately orbit and move around a tiny little space like that. So nice work.
Yet.
Yet.
It could happen. It could happen. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's, but I'm not going to stress about it. And here's why. I don't want to use solid tools against this container because if I do, the result of any solid tool interaction is a new group or component. So I don't want to do that because I want this to stay as a component that is inferenced over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. I'm going to come into this group. I'm going to triple click and I'm going to make this a new group. So it's a group inside the component. And I can say edit, paste in place. And now what I can do is I can take these two solid groups. I can take this one. Let's do this. Let's go to, I hid the other components, but I'm going to unhide them. So I can take this one and I can say tools, solid tools, subtract that geometry from this geometry. And there we
Nice.
go.
Does it
Now we
matter
got that.
the order? I'm asking for myself and the viewer, I guess, but does it matter the order in which you select things before doing solid tools?
It does, because if you use subtractive, so if that's trim or subtract, you select your cutter first, and then the
Mm,
object can be cut. So,
that's good. It's good to know.
or if you want, you could do it the opposite, then hit undo, then do it that way. Either way works. Either way works. Cool. So right down here, we have this little box that jumps in. It's just a little bit wider than what we have here, and yeah. So it's kind of like this-ish. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to pick a spot right here. I'm going to, again, yes, like Justin was saying, snapping is so important. So I'm going a little bit farther than that. I'm going to come down about, so it's almost square. So like that. I'll come back over like this and up. And then I'm going to take that in. I'm going to turn my X-ray on because I don't want this to like punch all the way through like that. But I want it to be inset enough that I can build those little fuse looking things in there. And then I always pull my geometry out like this because I like to be able to check that overlap, make sure everything's looking good. And sometimes if you have like a face that's right up against a face and you do solid interactions, sometimes weird stuff happens. That's I can't come up with a specific example, but weird things can happen. So this will
Yeah.
keep weirdness from happening. I'll grab that, make a good group. This is my cutter. It's selected first. Tools, solid tools, subtract again. Subtract means throw out my cutter when I'm done. Trim would cut the hole out and keep the cutter so it fits into that space, like a peg in a hole or something like that. All right, there we go. That's there. That's there. If that's not perfect, once we get our other pieces, well, we can put our other pieces in there right now. We don't have to wait. We do what we want.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So it looks like we start with a circle, push pulls up, smaller circle, comes out a little bit, comes up, and then angles or rounds over up into the top. Let's do that. So yeah, so this is going to have to push in further if we're going to make this a full circle. So I'll come here, I'll push that in. I'm going to push it in more than I think it needs to be, and I can pull it back out once I finish this. All right, so I'm going to inference off the center. Pull this out like this. I'm going to go right about here. I don't quite want it to touch, but there we go. I'll grab that and I'll slide that so it's towards the front like that. Yes. Come up like this. Offset that. And see why I called it a fuse. It looks like a older fuse.
An older refuse.
Yeah, you got me. You get me. All right. So I'm gonna pull it up like this, and then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull this to here. I'm gonna grab that piece and I'm gonna move it vertically like this.
There you go. Are you going to leave it like that? Or are you going to smooth out that edge a little bit?
Well, this is kind of what it looks like. If I look at my image, see I have that break right there.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
Good to go. Call it good. It's
pretty
ready for
close,
production.
pretty close. Ship it.
Ship it.
All right, so I think I need to pull this down just a skosh. And then I'm going to take this all the way up. And actually maybe, you know what, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to offset that again. It almost looks like there might be two steps. I don't know. I'm making some stuff up here for sure. But that's how we do. Yeah.
That's looking great. Ship it.
All right. Then I can come back in here. Like I said, pull this forward. I don't want it to overlap, so I'm just going to kind of stick my head in here. And it's butting up right against it. See how it's stopping right there? So I'm just going to back off just a bit from there. All right, there we go. That's in there. That is that thing-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. The fins. Let's do these fins. I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna call them fins. So what we got, I'm gonna model something outside of context. So I'm gonna model on the face. So this is geometry that I can't screw up, no matter how hard I try right now. So if I come here and I take this straight up like that, I can look at where that would fall. That's good. And then what I have to figure out now, actually, I like that. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to show the rest of the model. I'm going to come to here. I'm going to pull that face up like that. And that's going to be the beginning of this shape. Okay.
And how are you going to cut that diagonal into it? So.
That's a great question. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to doodle on the face here a little bit. So I'm going to figure, okay, so here's where I'm going to come down and cut out that little bit here. Then it's going to slope down, and I'm going to cut down here. And then it's going to slope down again. Okay, so those are my cuts that I want to make. So this one's pretty easy because I can just take this to here, push pull that down. We get that part. I think this. Wait a minute. So I have 1, 2, 3. Actually, this line's not going to work. So I'm going to go like here. What do I have here? 1, 2, 3. So we'll go at 2. All right. So this angled cut right here is going to go across 2 edges. So there's a couple things I could do. It really depends on how much I want to mess with this. But something I have done before is I have done this sort of thing. Draw an edge like that, and then I could come out like that, and I could come out like that, and then connect these two together. That'll give
Oh
me a
yeah.
face that I can
And
then.
intersect, or yeah, just draw it yourself.
Oh yeah, that's true. Less clicks. Intersect face with model will give me breaks right there. Now what I could do, I'm saying could a lot here, right? Because I don't know what I'm gonna do. The issue becomes now, okay, so if I take this straight across here.
Yeah, I feel like this is getting complicated.
This
What
is.
if you
So
what
I
if you
was,
were to draw something at an angle and then use solid tools to subtract it?
yeah, I might kind of be showing you the harder way to do it. Yeah, maybe buttering you up for the easy solution at the end. All right. So, that didn't work because I didn't again. So then I would have to come in here. I'd have to grab this and say intersect face with model a second time. Oh, this might be too small.
Oh, I don't think it's touching that the edge.
There you go. See that right? Yeah, it didn't close that up. So if I do it again.
Yeah, it's like hovering above
Yeah.
the actual face.
So now I want to do it just out of just to be difficult.
Yeah.
So if I go like this,
Talk,
I'm
talk
wasting everybody's time. All right.
yourselves
So
while
yeah.
Aaron gets his frustration out
So
here.
all right. So I'm just gonna undo. I'm gonna Command Z. So yeah, I was saying that would be a way one could do it, but let's not do it a dumb way. Let's do it a smart way. Let's do it a repeatable way.
Yeah.
So let's go out of context. I'm gonna leave so I'm out of here altogether, but I do have my reference lines right here. So what I can do is I can reference that and reference that. So this is important because those edges aren't straight. They're not aligned to any axis. They're actually on the curve of the circle. So if I take this one and I go longer this way, this one goes longer this way, and then same thing going in, we'll go longer this way, just so I have some overlap like that. And then what we'll do is I'll grab this edge. That edge will stay there. I'm sorry. Then this edge, I will copy straight down to get my angle. And again, this will be reusable. Then what I should be able to do is then connect here up to here. Oops. And here to here. And here to here. And again, on the other side, here to here, here to here, and here to here. Ah, so close.
So close.
All right, so I'm gonna grab all of this and make it a group, and then come in here, hide everything else, and figure out why. Okay, so we have a little bit of a twist there is why, which is because of something that's happening.
I think it's because you were drawing on the circular top, and so like your top two lines are concaving towards each other.
Right. And then the bottom, that works. So yeah.
What if you just took that side, triangle that you've drawn and just push pull it, and then subtract it from the circle or the round
I was
shape?
just thinking of doing this and then clean it up afterwards.
Yeah, that works.
Maybe it works. Don't give me
Yeah,
false hope. All right.
maybe.
So I'm going to take this one, option, copy it to here. I'm going to rotate it so it is on, oops. So it is on the circle like that. And then I'll drop it down to about there. I'm going to have to do some messing with some geometry here. But let's see what happens, shall we?
Don't forget to save.
Save. Sure. Get rid of whatever's not used. So I'm going to cut that, come into context. Edit, paste in place. All right, so let's start with this one. Tools, subtract here. What? Why aren't you solid? What did I do?
Oh no.
No problem. All right, let's figure out why this isn't solid. So I'm gonna go to tools, solid inspector real quick. I just got some internal faces there, something I didn't. Oh, when I push pulled, maybe I hit a plus. I don't know. All right, anyhow, tools, solid tools, subtract from here, and they'll do the same thing here. Tools, solid tools, subtract from here, and then come in here.
Cut
And
out
actually,
that. Oh, there you go. Why cut it out when you can just push pull? Are you?
anytime you can push pull.
Yeah, look at that. That's looking pretty good.
Yeah, so I don't love this. So we have to take a look at this. So this is an issue of working on that round section, I think. But yeah, I mean, this is going the right direction. So question would really be, how much does this bother me?
Yeah, I would say, just hide it, hide that edge. There you go. Problem solved.
Fixed it.
Sometimes that's what you got to do, just erase out that edge and
we're working on a round surface with straight lines. It's what happens.
Yeah.
All right, that looks pretty cool. All right, let's the rest of that's probably the hardest thing on any of the geometry on here. The rest of this, I think, is going to be fairly simple. A lot of this stuff is actually just going to be joint push pulled off the surface or modeled separately and then merged in, I think. So let's take a look at that. So right here we have this thin. I think this is super cool looking. And then it kind of nestles in. I just love that geometry. Looks really cool. So let's see, how would we go about that? So what I would want to do in this case is create a plane to draw on. I'm going to do that by coming to about the midpoint. Yep, midpoint here. Oops, where'd it go? There's some jerkiness going on with my mouse. I'm not sure why that is. So I'm going to hit down, down. Do this. So I need to create a plane that is in this face. So I could do a couple things. I could grab my axes tool and actually turn my axes so it aligns with this. Or I can create a reference plane by finding some geometry that matches here. So if I come up here and I go straight up and over and then back down, I've now created a small plane that's in line with these two edges right here. And I can build off of that. So I can say come up to, how does this go? About here-ish. And then I can come out by inferencing this. There we go. Or not. What did I not draw? Oh, I didn't draw one. Did I not draw someone here? I think it just jumped up. No.
Oh man, yeah, I feel like
Oh,
this is an inferencing masterclass.
I was well, it's a masterclass if it works. There we
Masterclass in the
go.
making. Nice.
There you go. I'm not sure what was happening there, but now we can keep working off of this then, because I can take this down here. I can come out, I can inference again off of this and then come out that way. Let's see, maybe come here. Is that right? Could be right. Could be right. It is. All right, so there we go. So now I have this shape to. It was not right. Boy. Sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think I run into this problem sometimes, though, for real. So I wanted to come down to about halfway. So I'm going to come down here, and then I want to draw an edge from there out, inferencing off of this. The problem you run into is to inference, it has to be the last thing you crossed over. And as I move my cursor out, I'm running into other stuff and it's picking up that as my purple inference. So what you can do is I can grab that edge and I can bring it to where I want it, and then I could connect that back up. And because that
Yeah.
edge is straight, that would work there.
Good old move tool. Just copy that edge.
It's the stuff, man. All right. So sorry, that kind of ended up being a little ramblier and longer than I was expecting, but we got somewhere. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just kind of sketch in this shape. So right about the middle. So it goes kind of like that. Now, if I want to inference this angle again, so if these are the same angle, here's pretty easy, right? Because I could take this, I could just say option copy that down to here, down to there, and then wherever that is, I could just go across like that. And there we go. We got that bottom inference is easy. To flip it around so I put it on this side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this shape right here. I'm going to mirror that. And I'm going to mirror it vertically. So I'm going to grab that blue plane, option, and just stick it somewhere. Doesn't matter where. Then I can take that and I can drag that back down there. And now it's real easy to inference off of it once it's there. There you go. So that's this shape. And then this is that smaller shape. That's going to come maybe a little longer than that. It's going to come down here like this. And that's going to come up like this. It actually goes up into the long part. So this is actually, I'm undercutting this. It's all got to be longer. I can inference off of that again. Maybe I can inference off of it. I might have to copy it again. So if I can go there. Yeah, I'm just going to grab this.
Yeah. When in doubt, just copy it.
Yeah. It's funny because For a long time, when I started using SketchUp, I didn't understand fully how inferencing worked. So I did a lot of copying my own geometry around that I wanted to inference off of. So I spent more time than I should have doing things that way. All right, that was pretty good. All right, so now this is half. I'm gonna triple click all of this. I'm gonna hit Command C. And we'll go with, I'm gonna cut it, and then we'll come into context, double click, edit, paste in place, and here we go. So now if I just pull this out like this, looks nice, but it's hovering off the surface, right? So that's not gonna work because it's round. And when we come out with this bigger piece right here, it's gonna look even more weird because it's even further off the surface. So here's what we're gonna do. Undo, undo, undo. I'm gonna undo again. I'm gonna come out one layer, edit, paste in place, brings it back in. Let's go ahead and let's do this. Let's
Would a follow me work in this instance? Like just on like
maybe it
the
would turn
tiny
it.
little segment?
It looks like it's square though. So
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
thinking is I might grab this, make it into a new group, go into that group, and I'm just going to carry my edges just slightly farther than they already are. Like that, and I'm just going to take that down. Like that. Go like this. And get rid of that because whoa, easy now.
Whoa.
All right.
Slow down.
Slow down, pal. All right. Something like that. This part's going to go longer because this is the bigger part. So I'll go like that and extend past here.
Yeah, it seems like modeling on these curved surfaces is really giving us some headaches here. I wonder if we should adjust the forum rules for these submission ideas. No curved surfaces.
Aaron can't handle it. No, and obviously this is the challenge, right? So now that we did that though, now I should be able to come in here and let's unhide the rest of the model. Now as I pull it across, you'll see how it stays under the surface there. See that? Oop, and I can get rid of that. I don't need that extra line. And then I can take this small one, we'll go the same width. Then this one's a little bit bigger. This is one that'll come out larger like that. And again, get rid of my extra edges, and you can see that all is sitting inside the face. So it's really just a matter of having extra geometry in there. So now what I could do is, again, I could take this, get rid of any extra edges I have, maybe orient faces so that all the white parts are facing out. I have some internal faces. That's what's causing this to not do what I'm telling it to do. Let's try that again now. Orient faces. What do you mean? What do you mean no? Don't tell me no. Oh, is this? No, it is the right way. It's that we talked about this, how that's a function of the environment color.
Right. Yeah.
I got to turn my background color, my backside face to like bright orange or something like that because I keep tripping up on that. All right, now let's try that again. Let's take this and check and see. Oh, some days, man, some days. Let's see. Solid inspector. We got an issue. Oh, yeah, our issue is probably there's no face on that side. So view, component edit, hide similar components. All right, that looks all closed up. Let's try it again. Tools, solid inspector. I got a straight edge. Fix that. We should have solid. Okay, so now what I can do is solid group, solid group. I could take them, save, tools, solid tools, union, and there we go. All right. So we're getting there. We are getting through this thing.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Oh, look at this. I got these little details on the inside. We'll come back to that. I would do this probably the same way. I have these little bars right here that are reinforcements. I don't know what they are. Um, but I'm going to get those modeled in there. I'm going to model one and then we'll put it in twice. Before I do that though, I want to address this raised panel right here. So it looks like what we got is maybe right about here, right? I got to get multiple pictures here. I have to keep spinning around and craning my neck to see my reference image. Actually, I think it's over just a touch more, maybe like right in between those two. There we go. And that comes up like this.
Yeah, maybe you got to set up that reference image as a watermark.
Yeah, that is exactly what I should have already done. um, yeah, so what I'm going to do then is what I want to do is I want to cut into the face of this piece. So I'm going to do that by, it doesn't even matter what I inference as long as I inference the same thing. I just want to get, whoops. I just want to get a box right here, a square, not a box, just a rectangle in space. There we go. I'm going to take that across to here. And that's just this cutting in is all I'm looking for. Does that go up high enough? It should go a little higher. All right, so I'm going to take that. Make sure that hits right here. It doesn't hit right there. It's not quite far enough. So I'm going to take that, push, pull that in. There we go. So I'm going to triple click that, make it a group. And now when I come in context here, if I click this face, I got to come all the way down to the face. I just select just this face and say intersect face with model. It'll look for any place that intersects anything and give me this. Beautiful. Now what I want to do is I want to pull this out in the direction of this orientation right here, this along this axis. So you can see I don't have an axis here. So this is a time where I'm going to want to come in here to tools, axes, click this point and have one of my axes come out this direction. Like that. There we go. Now I'm red. So what I can do now is grab this. I'm going to go to tools, Fredo collection, joint push pull, and I'm going to do a vector push because I want that to come out on the red. Or no, opposed to red?
Nice. Yeah, you made
Wait a
it
minute.
pretty far without using an extension, I gotta say.
I knew it was going to happen eventually, but
Yeah.
did I do that wrong?
Do you need to use the vector push, or can you use the...
Well, if I do, because what I wanted to do is I want to make sure it's flat against this edge.
Oh, yeah.
So, oh, I reset my axes got reset. That's why. Oh, did I not do it in context? Maybe I didn't. All right, let's try it again. Tools, axes, go this way to here. All right, let's try that again. Grab this face, tools, Fredo, joint push pull, vector push pull, and we'll pull it out on the red axes. What did I do? What? I'm taking full responsibility for this because I'm just starting to click things and stuff's not happening. All right, vector push pull.
We're getting looser and looser by the moment here.
Right. I don't even know what's happening anymore. All right. I want to be on the right, left, right. This one. That's weird. So it's pushing 45 degrees against that axis. What is going on? Okay. Yes, I know what's going on. There we go.
There we go.
That's the orientation I want to go. Now I want to come out like, eh.
So like now that you put in all that work, you should use that same geometry for the cut that's or the I think it's a cut on the inside of the fins at the
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we'll use that again for sure.
All
Um,
that legwork.
all that
There's
work.
no
So I
way we're
should
not.
I should have done that first. That should have been the first thing I did because now I got to fill in this little hole right here. Which of course is not going to be as easy as I want it to be. Because it goes up higher because it cuts up. Duh. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. No, this is not a big deal. This is easy fix. Easy fix. Everybody be cool. Be cool. All right.
Yeah, deep breaths.
Sorry. I started wandering into that place where the caffeine is taking control. A lot of times it's a good productive spot, but sometimes it's a scary place. All right. We'll have to do the same thing over here. Not a problem. We'll just drop this straight down like that. We'll go across to that. And the
Nice.
rest of that should all. Okay, so here we could grab this and just drag this vertically down until it hits the face. And the nice thing is, so we put that in once, and now if we come out here, we should see that all the way around. So we got that. That piece
Oh
is all
yeah.
on there.
Look at that.
All right.
Don't forget to
Sometimes,
save now that you put in all that legwork. Do
boop,
not forget to save. There you go.
great plan. Great plan. Yeah. Um, sometimes when I have this theory that prep work wouldn't be all that bad after all. I rarely heed that because I've heard you guys talk about how much you enjoy my pain. So, yeah, I don't ever prep.
Yeah, it's a Schadenfreude. The joy at other people's misery. A
I
classic
hear
German
that.
term.
That sounds like if there was a more German thing.
Yeah.
Which you yourself are. Correct me if I'm wrong. You are bilingual, right?
Absolutely. Yes, that's right. Both of my parents are right from Germany. My entire family lives over there. So
Oh,
Schadenfreude is something you learn very young. It's in your
something you've been
lexicon.
hearing since you were a kid.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So what I did was I just kind of mocked up the geometry here, and I slapped it on here, rotated it so it's rotated towards the center, and now I just got to come in here and do some changes to that geometry because it's too big. But this way we can make this all work. Not bad. It actually needs to go down a little bit more.
Yeah, and while you're making that work, just a quick shout out to someone in the chat that said, I'm in Sydney, finally got up early enough to catch this live. I just checked, it is 5 a.m. in Sydney, so people are watching you doing your thing at 5 a.m., Aaron. How does that make you feel?
Well, not just 5 a.m., but I believe that would be 5 a.m. on Saturday.
Right, yeah, they're spending their Saturday with us, which is fantastic. And it also makes me think that if it's 5 a.m. in Sydney and they're probably drinking coffee, that it's probably too late here in Colorado to be drinking coffee. But you know,
Eh, too late.
eh,
Whatever.
too late.
I'm going to cut these, come into context, edit, paste, and place. And I think if this is still solid, it's no longer solid. I think I made a mistake. I got some interior geometry. So I'm just going to let Solid Inspector clean that up. When I close those gaps up, saying that I should have done this first, I caused some edges inside, and I thought that was going to bite me a little. All right, but now I can grab all three of these, and I can go to Tools and just hit Outer Shell. That'll bring it all together, and it's still a solid group. All right.
Nice.
So moving on down. All right. We got a couple things going on here. Right here, we got this cutout with some ribs. That should be fairly simple, I think, he says, as the
Yeah,
audience
has
snickers.
any
Oops.
rest of the model felt simple? I mean, I feel like this is a proper challenge. You've met your match.
Oh no, look what I did. These came down and left me some spare geometry in my gap down here. And because this is hitting round, it's not that easy. This one I could just push pull back up. This one is going to leave a break in the geometry. So I need to undo a couple times.
Oh
I
man,
need to grab
should be easy. Famous last words.
right. Push that up so it's buried in that geometry. There's a reason God invented undo. All right, let's take those three. Try that again. Tools, outer shell. Perfect. Beautiful. Love it. Save it. Ship it. Done. All right. I gotta stop talking so much. I gotta get this finished.
Yeah.
All right.
We're on a
Here's what
we're
I'm
on
gonna
a
do for
tight
this.
timeline here.
That's right.
Yeah, let's see.
I got things to do. So this is about the same width as this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna offset this that much, and then I'm gonna find that. Sure, that looks good. Take that up like that. And now, how would I do this? Oh, here, go like this. Like that.
And there you go.
Beauty.
Nice. And yeah, for the ribs that I guess go down into that segment, are you going to just like copy that top, I guess, profile a couple times?
Yeah, actually, now that I just did this, I realize I should have just kept what was already down here, but not a big deal. 'Cause watch this. I can just drop this straight down like that. I can drop this straight down like that. That back up. Sometimes you gotta do stuff. That's the end of that statement.
Yeah, it's truer words have never been said. Sometimes you just got to do stuff.
It's just how it works. Argue with me if you'd like, but yeah. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these guys, and it looks like they come all the way up to here. So I'm going to grab this, oops, this, and I'm going to option copy that all the way up to here, and then I'm going to grab it, option copy it down to about here, and say divide by 5, which should give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. I just want to see how that looks. I think that's going to be good. Cool. By erasing this and seeing how those two faces merge, it means they're in plane, which means it should meet up perfectly with the rest right there.
Oh yeah, that's
Beauty.
looking cool.
All
Nice.
right, so I'm just gonna come in here. I'm gonna just do a triple click. I'm gonna do it all at once. I'm gonna go soften smooth edges, bam, and then for some reason I got a reversed edge right here, so I'm just gonna grab this and say orient
Orient
faces.
faces.
What
Nice.
the? Oh, because I didn't erase that.
Whoa.
All right, it's cool. It's cool. Everything's cool.
We're calm. We're
Cool,
collected.
collected, etc., etc., etc. So something's funky is still happening. I'm gonna peek inside just real quick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it doesn't
What?
uh Actually.
It did not cut through.
Oh man, now we're doing it.
Making a mess is what we're doing. But that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why what happened, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because we're stitching. We're stitching. Well, you know, one of the first models that I worked on when I was at SketchUp, I've talked about this before. They're still on 3D Warehouse. They were Washington D.C. monument models, and we modeled them in miniature. It was for an EDU conference, the educational group, and they took these models of buildings in DC, 3D printed them, put them on a big board together, and then took it to like a conference, and it had buttons you could push to light up the different spots on the map. It was very, very cool. Very, very
Cool.
fun model. But one of the first things, yeah, I did when modeling, doing work at SketchUp was to hit the wrong button. That's why. Take geolocation models off of the warehouse and try to make them print ready. So it was a whole lot of
Exactly this.
yeah. It was a
Yeah.
lot. It was too much.
Yeah. It's amazing how, our memories tend to you know, make everything a nice warm haze. You look back at
Yeah,
those days with nothing but fondness.
sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah.
All right. Uh, yeah. Let's talky more clicky. We got 45 minutes left. Let's get this thing done. All right. Let's. Yeah. Let's.
Yeah.
Let's me do that. All right. So right here, we got a very similar thing to what was happening up here. So I'm going to do this fairly quick, I think. Because I get to draw it on this side, this is where the red axis is. I can actually make this. This is going to be a lot easier because I can come straight out, straight down, and straight back, and then up into here. Now, all I have to do is come right here, get my angle like this, drop that down here, and something like that. And now I can take that this way. 6 of these. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there is. Okay, so I just want to put this on one side and have it lap over to the other side. So I only have to model
Oh,
this once.
yeah. It looks like the face there pushed through.
Yeah. We'll make it a group. If it's in a group, then I can turn off the rest of the model, make it a little bit easier to work with. There we
Nice.
go. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because it's popping out of places it shouldn't be popping out of. There we go. And then I have this little middle piece popping through there. So I'm just going to grab the middle. I'm going to come up like this, like that, and grab that option, copy that over. And then I will push this in like that. And then I'll take this and push that out like that. Grab all that, intersect face with selection. I can chop this off. I can erase that.
Nice. I see that you're modeling that piece so that it essentially sits over, I guess, 2/6 of it. So I guess when you paste that into the component, is it gonna lap onto itself?
What it should do, should, I was just earlier texting with someone and saying how I felt about that word. I'm not never been a fan of should. All right, so I think what we'll do here is I'll push pull that face. there. And then what I should be able to do is take that and, oops, I'm in too deep. Gotta back out one. There we go. Edit, paste in place, tools, outer shell. Uh-oh, this is not a solid anymore. Once again,
Into the abyss we fly.
just some more stray edges. All right, there we go. Fortunately, quick and easy fix, and then tools, outer shell that thing. And when I click out, I should have 6 of them. That is correct. I have not 6, but 3. Because these two pieces are mirrors, so they're just there. They're just overlapping each other.
Right.
It's too hot today. All right.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right. So, easy enough fix, he said. Undo a couple times. So this is here. I'll rotate that from here to here. So in the not too distant future, this is all gonna end up as one big piece. So as long as each chunk stays solid, then it should be fine because we'll bring it all together afterwards anyhow. So, oops, I didn't do something. I didn't do anything apparently. Solid tool. Outer shell.
There you go. Nice.
It's not a solid, so let's just run it right now. What did we miss? Some reverse faces. Oh yeah, something didn't intersect here. Look at that. Partial intersection, but not complete. All right, so let's just with context. There's the intersection. Grab this face, excuse me. Intersect with context. All right, let's try this again. Tools. I'm sorry, I know I keep reading the solid inspector. Whatever reason, solid inspector really wants to be in the lower left corner over there. But there we go. Now we get that fixed. Now we're good.
Nice.
All right, we got
We're looking
one.
close.
We got these little feeties sticking up here, and then we'll union it all. And oh, we gotta do these things in here too. But then we'll union it all and do our one-off pieces, and we're done. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
looking good.
So I'm gonna do this differently because the way I did the other thing was not my favorite thing. So I'm gonna take this. Oh. All right, so this got unwelded. So I'm gonna double click and then I'm gonna deselect everything except for that curve. So I can right click, weld it. And then I'm gonna offset once a little bit and then once a little bit more. And then I'm going to draw an edge from about here. And then I want to inference off of the middle like that. All right. And that is the beginning of our leg right here. It does look like it gets cut off at just the front corners? The 2 front corners, okay. So I'm gonna go like that, get rid of that. All right, and that's gonna be our half a foot. I wonder how I can find, how many segments is this arc? So this arc is 8 or 16. So if I go 1, 2, 3,
3.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There you
I
go.
take that back to, oh, it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, it does. Right there. Then up and back to here. Then I can take this and I can say, okay, mirror that along this.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't know you can mirror something based off a different face. That's pretty sweet.
It's pretty close. It was a little bit off, it looks like, but I think it'll work for what we got to do.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
should.
Pull that. Should. Ah, it hurts. All right, go there.
Nice.
Got our 4 legs or 6 legs. The only thing that looks like it repeats, so I got these things in here, and it looks like these are the same. Oh, I got a little thing here too. Okay, so I'm not as close as I thought it was. I lied. All right, let's we got a this little box coming down right here as we work our way back up. That should be an easy one. Uh,
Yeah. Has anything about this model felt easy other
no,
than
it seems to exist to trip me up. I don't know. Is
I
there a
know.
chance that that's centered?
I think we're gonna have to look into banning this forum user.
Ow,
Just
harsh.
kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
All right, here's an easier way to do this. Let's turn on hidden geometry. That way I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so it's these two. So what I'm looking for then is I'm going to take this out to here and this out to here. And it just occurred to me I'm not in context. So I'm going to take those, cut it, come in, edit, paste in place. And I'm just going to grab that and just drag that down so it sticks out just a little bit to make that little piece right there.
Yeah, I feel like modeling off the hidden geometry is actually pretty handy in this instance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. And then we have this shape sticking out right here. So I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to just come down here and I'm going to model a representation of this shape. All right. And we'll take that. And I want this to be, oh, right in line with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it by the middle. I'm going to drag that right to there. And I'm going to rotate it from here to the middle, which I know the middle of this guy is the middle. I'm going to go vertically to the height of this, plus a little more. And let's see if I push-pull that in, how close did I get to what I want? All right, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all.
Yeah.
It's a little big, so I'm just going to come in here and push that in, push that in, push that in.
It's looking pretty good.
There we go. Now I'm going to grab that. Actually, not even grab that. I'm just going to come in here, come into context, grab this, intersect face with model, then come out of context, grab all this stuff, delete it, and then we'll just take this one. This one I will just do a simple joint push-pull.
Yeah.
Tools, 306 collection, joint push-pull, joint push-pull. And then we're just going to, whoa, slow down, Speedy. Oh my goodness. What? Okay. Let's all just be cool for a second, okay?
Yeah. Just be cool.
Oh, we were there. We were there and then we snapped to something else.
With joint push pull, can't you just have it go a certain distance and then type in a value?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a little bit of an inferencing nightmare.
Yeah. Let's try that again. Okay. Shake it out. Everything's cool. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
Tools.
Roll back the shoulders, relax, deep breaths.
Hey. All right. Join push pull. We're just gonna give a little push in, not out, in. There we go. And just say like 0.25. What does that look like? Negative 0.3.
Try it again.
Please. There we go.
There you
All right,
go.
good enough. Doesn't matter
Nice.
how we got there. We got there.
Yep.
Okay. It's getting there. It's getting there. Okay. We got these things up here, and then we got these little guys right here. I think same thing. I might just model these on the ground and stick them on.
Yeah.
Just because that seems to be the easier way to do this. So I'm gonna go like that. There we go. That's the on the ground shape, and then it's gonna go. Oh, that was a little, not quite right, but
Yeah, and while Aaron is working on this, I think it's evident that Aaron needs a little bit of a vacation from this modeling. So next week is the 4th of July here in the US, and so that falls on a Friday, so we will not be modeling. So enjoy the stream, but we will be back in 2 weeks, obviously, to pick up where we left off.
I didn't do that quite perfect, but it's good enough. I'm gonna make that a group. Yeah.
Got to rest the hands after this one.
That's right. Dang. No, I'll be totally honest. This is definitely fun. I'm enjoying this one still. Uh, it is a good model. Uh, sorry, obviously I can't talk and model anymore. Uh,
We're in the weeds now.
let's take that back to the inference right here, because then I can take it and I can push it back until it hits like that, and now I can figure out exactly how it needs to be smaller. So I'm going to do that about the middle though, so I get it next about right. So I'm going to take it up vertically. I'm going to come in here and set the back a little bit thicker so it sits into the wall, and then I can take it and rotate it because it looks like it goes right about here.
Perfect.
Cut it, come into context, make that a solid, fix one internal face, edit, paste in place, grab both of these. Uh,
Oh
oh, I'm in
man.
I'm in Solid Inspector. That's why it's being weird. It would only let me select one thing at a time. I'm like, that's never happened before. Outer shell that thing. And then while we're here, let's just run Solid Inspector again.
Just to do it, you know.
Says we're good. All right. All right. Dang, that's looking cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we still got half an hour left. We're good. We're good to go. This is not a problem. He said, not willing to acknowledge what the future held for him.
Yeah. Yeah, you think that it's going smooth, but just wait for the next 27 minutes.
Started off good enough, but by the end, there was just so much sobbing.
A lot of sobbing, a lot of solid tools.
All right, I'm gonna do the same thing here. Just get a surface there that I can right click, intersect face with model, gives me that. And now I do want to convince, I'm gonna do this because I'm smart like this. That will have left. Where am I? There we go. That. All right, there we go. Now,
Yeah.
let's take that And
Yeah, we picked a bad day for me to be co-hosting this. They are currently grinding concrete outside of my apartment. Extremely loud.
all right, there we go. Little inset panel, and then we got a couple little just rectangles popping up. Now, I guess I could do this a couple different ways. If I look at my hidden geometry and I look at these rectangles, I was kind of wondering if I'd be able to just come in here and do my rectangles like this.
Yeah, that looks good.
I love it. Sure.
Another
Yeah, that'll
little,
work for
yeah, another
some
little
of them.
rectangle there on the right, and I think you're good.
The problem with the one on the right is this is split. So here's what I could do. Here's what one could do, because this is small enough. I could do something like this. Just give me, that's slightly floating off the face. So you take that, push that back in, and then pull this up to here. Whoop. Like that. Intersect this with context, and then flip around side and just get rid of this extra. So that's an option too. It's a little bit of a cheat in that it's not perfectly to the outside, but I think when I look at it, it's going to be good enough.
Looks like you got a bunch of random lines floating out there in the
Yeah, I was kind of wondering
abyss.
where that's from. I can't seem to grab any of them, so they're all.
Huh.
Oh, I wonder if they're part of this. No. Yeah, they're part of something. I
Yeah.
guarantee it. All
No, we're
right.
just starting to hallucinate here.
It's happening. It's really happening. All right. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to draw my next rectangle. Here, we're going to come straight back this way a little ways. And then I'll draw a rectangle over like this. We're going to go straight down. Come back this way, inference to here, to here. There we go. And then I'm going to grab these two edges and offset them down like that. Shooting for this thing right here. Looks pretty good. I'm going to take this, oops, take this and move it down though. All right, that looks good. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this piece, shove it in like that. And I want to go all the way down till it disappears into the geometry. I'm gonna throw this geometry all away anyhow. So really all I'm looking for is this face right here, intersect face with the model. So any place it hits it, I come out here, triple click this, delete. I got those two now. I do
Well,
want to take them out in this direction.
okay.
So
Some
which
joint
one?
push pull, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking vertex push pull, but it means I got to realign my axis again. Or no, I should be able to go to the global axis.
Yeah.
should I got should. All right, let's see how this works. Uh, tools, file save,
Yup.
tools, joint push pull, vector push pull. Oh, let's do custom. Why are you going over there? Come over here, please. Yes.
There you go. Nice.
Sometimes stuff is not difficult. I'm gonna grab all of this because I got some overlapping geometry. So I'm gonna select it all, intersect face. with selection. That should get rid of all these interior face, or all those, break the interior faces at least. And then solid tools should clean it up from there. All right, let's click out. Oh man, that
Wow.
is cool looking thing.
Yeah, that's looking pretty sweet,
I like
gotta
it.
say.
Um, all right, let's make this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think first you should, save a backup just in case.
Okay, we'll just grab all of this, set it over there, like Doc Brown's apartment, just pieces
Yeah.
on pieces. All right.
Are you gonna model the base?
We'll see what happens in the next 20 minutes. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't need that. Take this and explode it. All right, so that'll clean up that too. Now I'm going to take all of these and make a new group that I want to put it in. I'm going to come in here, grab all of these, and make unique because I don't want to accidentally mess with what's going on over here. That's just my fear. All right, so I'm
Yeah.
going to grab those and I'm going to save, tools, outer shell, and see what happens. Oh, not solid or locked. Let's see. Let's go into one of these and run solid inspector. Fix. I had some internal faces and stray edges again. Oh, because I never ran it again after I did that cleanup. Okay, now if I come out, you should be able to grab all of these 6 solid components,
Yes.
tools, outer
This is the
shell.
moment we have been waiting for. Nice.
Look at that. All right, so most of this looks awesome. We have these weird extra lines. Not weird. They're there because that's where the pieces. So you can see where I had 2 pieces come together. This got closed up. These ones on the curve didn't because that's actually where the curve breaks. So to get rid of that, there's a couple things I could do. The easiest is probably just going to come in here, triple click the geometry, toggle soften, and there we go.
There you go.
Look at that. Oh, so cool. So cool. All
Yeah.
right. So we have some panels here and here. I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll do the couple panels here and then maybe just copy those around. Maybe the same thing. We'll do panels here, here, and here all together. We'll take those and we'll just copy them in thirds. So we'll do the 1/3 thing, but instead of with the component, we'll just copy it. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna draw some rectangles that I think are about the right size. And if they're not, then I'll change them. So there's these two, and then over here we got something that looks like this, and then a bigger cutout over here. All right. Grab all of that, make it into a group. I don't know if this is gonna work, by the way. I'm making things up right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're past the point of should.
could this
Could.
work?
Could.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'll take that and bring it over like that. Grab about in the middle. So about here. And put that middle piece about here. Obviously, I did not grab it where I thought I grabbed it. Let's just grab that. Stick that on there. So my scale's off. So let's scale that down about the middle. Okay, that's close. Come in here, grab these two, slide them over this way. And then this one, I'm just going to grab this, slide this way. A little bit, but not quite as much. All right. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and I'm going to cut it in like that. I'm going to cut it in like this. It's a rectangle, so it's going to make a rectangular cut no matter what. So we're good there. Take that in there. All right. Now I'll come in here. I'll grab this face and this face. Again, intersect face with model. That should Give us those
Nice.
panels. And now before I go any further, I'm going to grab these 6 panels. I'm going to rotate them. Oh, I don't have my middle point anymore.
Oh no.
That's okay, because if I turn on my hidden geometry, whoa, that is one dense circle. Okay. I'm going to go from, let's say from here,
Oh
option,
no.
copy that
Oh,
around, to here, to X, bam. All right, we are
nice.
good all the way around. Now, joint push pull. I believe I can grab all of these. Does
Yeah,
this
that
seem
would
right
be
to you?
cool.
Can I do them all at once?
I think so. Yeah.
So these ones pop out. This one goes in. So I'm going to grab all the ones that pop out, and we'll just give this a shot. Tools, joint push pull, joint push pull. Come on here. Just give me a little.
Nice.
Oh, I had it, and then let go.
It was close.
I got excited, and I just started clicking and not clicking, and it just all fell apart. All right, let's try that one more time. All right, we got them. Tools. You know, this is one of those incredibly awesome, powerful tools that I don't use enough. And then when I do go try, oh, you're killing
Okay.
me, man.
All right. Third time's the charm, Aaron. We
Point
got this.
3, enter.
Nice. There you
All
go.
right. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's
All
do
right.
this. Tools,
The Hail Mary.
tools,
Do it.
joint push pull, joint push pull. And I want this to go in like 2 inches. So I'm just going to go. See, that time it's like, cool. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
gotta say, this is looking incredible.
It is
You,
for an
yeah, you
hour and
did it.
45 minutes by, yeah. All right. Last thing we got, a couple more panel-y deals down here. I'm going to draw those up again, slap them on, push pull them all out. We'll do a quick stand. We'll be done. All right. Here we go.
Oh, yes. And while you're doing that, we got a great shout out from Nick Mason for a reminder to vote on the Design Sprint Challenge. I will drop a link in the chat here, but yes, I believe that today is the last day to vote on the Design Sprint Challenge. It's been awesome to see those submissions. And yeah, let's just see who wins. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited because there's a. If you guys haven't gone over and looked at those yet, they are some pretty cool cool designs. Definitely fun stuff. All right, I'm gonna make this a group. I'm gonna do basically just the exact same thing I did before. Bring this upright like this. Now we're actually gonna turn it. Why is it 90 degrees? Bam. There we go. All right. Scale that down considerably. All right, I think that's gonna work. Let's see. Push that in, push that in, push that in, push that in. All right. And I'm not doing math. I'm remembering from earlier that is a 60-degree turn. Oh, not enough. 60 degrees. Wait, no, 120. That was math. I admit it.
Oh, yeah, we're still doing math
2x.
up until the very end.
All right, that's okay. I think we got to spread them out a little more. So I'm going to undo a bunch of times. Scoot this over. Oops. Try that. This intersects face with model.
Yeah, I
Copy
feel like
that.
this has been like a real good example of like what the power of like intersecting faces, of
Yep.
joint push pulling, of solid tools, of solid inspector, and just a little bit of patience too, which is good.
I'm going to take responsibility for that need for patience. That one's on me. All right. So grab all these panels. We're going to do one last joint push pull. We'll see if we can make this. I got to make sure. I might have skipped the stand to try to make it look like. That was one of the things we're going to try to do is make it look like the render. So we'll see. See what happens. Just don't know. Just never know.
Oh man,
I now know. I now
there you
know.
go.
Just push 0.3. Boom. All
Yeah,
right. I like you. I like you a lot.
yeah, it's looking incredible.
All right. Let's take that. All right. You guys can all stay, but you can't stay here.
Wow, a tag. I feel
Don't
like
tell
this is the
anybody.
first time I've seen a tag in one of these live streams.
That's possible. All right.
Yeah, I got it. I gotta hand it to you. You really knocked it out of the park.
Let's see if we can mimic this. I'm gonna uh, get rid of our edges. So we'll do first. The styles, edges off. I change the background color. Ground.
Yeah, you can sample the gray in the image.
Yeah.
Or I guess not.
Sorry, I was trying to bring my UI over here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let's pick
With
this.
your four desktops that you have there, four different monitors or whatever. The Mad Scientist
There we
Laboratory.
go. It's getting there.
Nice.
All right, now let's do this. I'm gonna come in here, Control A, give it a great.
Oh
Dang it! I'm still sampling this. All right, no longer sampling that. In fact, just go away.
yeah.
Ugh, so pushy. All right, and we'll see. Well, let's see if I go in here and pick a lighter version of that. All right, not too bad. But what I can do is a couple things. So one, I'm going to double click on this. Okay, this might end up cooler than the original because I'm gonna
Oh yeah. We're this is no longer just a clay, a
just
model. Like we're
get
adding
out
some
of here. Come on, we're way
reflectivity.
better. We're better than that.
Oh man, look at that. That's
Oh,
looking
look.
pretty sweet.
So we come in here and maybe lighten it up just a skosh.
Just a skosh.
It's brand new. It's factory floor fresh. It's got that new sci-fi object smell.
Yeah. Fresh metal.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is cool looking.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm happy with what happened here.
Yeah, turn off the axes, take a screenshot. It's good to go.
Yeah, just ship that. Oh yeah, that looks cool. All right, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna say axes gone. I'm gonna have to scoot you over. Excuse me, sir. And
Boom.
we should probably let's check one last thing. I'm gonna see what happens if I throw some shadows on here. What I do want to make sure something that I run into with shadows is I want to make sure I'm not casting shadows onto the ground because that'll ruin the effect.
Yeah.
But we do come in here to shadows. Turn it on. Oh,
Yeah, you
yeah.
can either toggle on ground, or you can also select the object and tell it not to cast shadows on things, which is helpful too.
Look at that. I can get that sun, that flare up there.
Oh yeah. Too good.
That's some hot stuff right there. Awesome. I'm gonna call it there.
Yeah.
I just because it can't get any better. Like,
It's
yeah, I
not
could
going to get
spend.
any better.
We've peaked.
Yeah, that's right. We absolutely have peaked.
It's all downhill from here, folks. So that's why we're not modeling next Friday, is because we got to lower the standards back down.
We gotta call it. We gotta lower the standards. You gotta
That's
take
right.
a break, a well-deserved break.
Step back.
Take a
Awesome.
step back.
Well, hey, I want to say thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for forum members. I don't remember who originally asked for this, but thank you so much. I don't know if you're here or not. That was awesome. That was a fun thing to go in and model in 2 hours. And if you're not on the forum, check the forum out. Forums.sketchup.com is a great spot to find out about what's going on in SketchUp, get questions answered, answer questions yourself.
Yeah.
Good stuff. It is really good stuff.
Yeah, and to suggest things, because we're always peeking through the forums for ideas, and I guess modeling on curved surfaces is Aaron's new thing. So let's
Yeah.
see what else we can do in the future.
I made up some good tips there. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And Justin, thank you for, of course, being here and keeping us going, focused on task, getting stuff done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody's got to, you know.
Yeah. We really don't have anything. I always stop and like, what's going on that we can tell people about? I guess don't come back next week. You already covered it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't come back next week, and everybody in the comments in the outro here, wish Aaron a very happy birthday tomorrow. It's his birthday, and he
Yep.
needs a little bit of love. And what a great way to spend the last day of your year, your birthday year, modeling some great sci-fi.
It was a good time. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you guys for all being here. Biggest, best birthday ever. My 100+ closest friends. Thank you guys. All right.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys.
See y'all next time in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. That's right.